around. I got this DJ equipment all. Ah, there we go. All right. So we good now. All right, cool. Sorry about that, y'all. So, man, so obviously y'all probably didn't hear all of the stuff I said from the get-go. So I'm not going to retract it. I'm going to keep going forward now that my audio is probably a little louder. All right, check it out. So now, like I said, with Dr. Umar being a decorative individual, this is not a bad session. This is not something that I'm bashing him about. I just wanted to state a quick opinion. Whether you disagree, agree, whatever, that's cool. It's not going to put no bread in my pocket. It's not putting no bread in his pocket. All right, I'm just going to state an opinion and a fact. What was that? What's good? Peace to all of y'all. Nerdamo, what's good? All right, so check it. The only thing I disagree, and I'm not going to say the only thing, the thing I do disagree about when it comes to the Dr. Umar Johnson is if you say you're going to do something as far as, oh, I'm going to build a school for black youth, for black boys or what have you, and you don't produce that or you don't do it, I find that kind of strange. Not strange. I find it kind of crazy. It's not strange. I find it crazy. Because if you're asking or requesting funds from people to help you do something that you don't do or don't produce, now, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If it took a month or two to try to get everything ironed out or whatever, maybe I'll even give you 6 months. But not 3 years. You're still requesting funds for something you have not produced. I find that a little bit odd or awkward that you're not producing what you say you was going to do when you requested funds from the public and your black and black folks in particular to help you deal with an issue that you came up with. Now, with that being said, all of the other issues that, you know, people was talking about, you know, in his personal life, okay, I heard something about on YouTube land, maybe he was, you know, had a stripper or something. I heard that floating around. Allegedly. I don't know. So I'm not going to say that's the truth because I don't know. I don't know this brother, so I can't really speak ill about the brother because I don't know him personally. I just know what he puts out there on YouTube land. And if I was going to make a judgment call or judge a particular action of his, not judging him, but just a particular action, I would just say I don't know him, but if you're going to put yourself out there to be scrutinized, to be judged, to be looked at, you got to make sure that what you say and what you do lines up with who you are as the individual that you're portraying. Now, if it's not, then the backlash and all of the things that come behind it, you cannot get mad about it, and you can't go on rants and raving. You can't do a lot of the things that you do when people are just critiquing what you say you are and actually giving opinions about who you say you are. Now, if you say you got credentials, if you say that, you know, you're a doctor and put the DR doctor in front of your name, you at least should be able to have the paperwork or at least should be able to produce what you say you are. Now, I think personally, now this is just my opinion, I'm not judging him, but it's an opinion. When he said he was a doctor, a lot of times he didn't clarify exactly what particular doctor he is. Okay? Case in point, if you're going to an ER or you're going to deal with a surgeon or a particular doctor that might operate on you, you will know that that doctor is a heart surgeon. Or you're going to know that that doctor is a what's another doctor? A pediatrician, or you're going to know their specific duties within the medical field. You're going to know what they do because you ain't going to go have somebody operate on your heart and the only thing they deal with is being a orthopedic, messing with your feet or legs or knees or something. You're not going to, you know, request that some type of surgery be done on you, and you're dealing with the doctor that deals with, you know, your skin or just something other than what his profession really is. Now, he begins on a lot of different interviews diagnosing the parents, diagnosing black men, black women. Like, he gives a critique and a precise opinion about their medical diagnosis as if he practices in that field. Now, he says he is a child psychiatrist or a child medical doctor or whatever the case is, right? But I want you to hear out of his mouth. I'm not going to say what he says he is. Let you hear it out of his own mouth. And if you say you are this, then what gives you the credentials to critique an adult or critique a man or woman or what have you? What gives you that authority? What gives you that? Just because you call yourself doctor? Who put you in that position? And these are good things. These are questions that should be answered. Now, he gives a brief description about what he said he is. Okay, which could be in some aspect tricking you, or to some aspect it could be misleading you, because he does not give the full description. Now, in one instance, he says, well, who says that I have to go through all of the, I'm a child psychiatrist or child this or that every time he says what he is? They just call him, a therapist or a doctor. Okay, I get that. I get that. But then when you begin to start diagnosing adults and diagnosing men and women and calling them out their name and saying they're this and saying they're that and saying they have all these issues that you're not even legally qualified to do, then that's when the issue comes up. Because I don't need you diagnosing me if you don't have the credentials to do that. If you didn't go to school for 8 years to be qualified to give me a sound diagnosis in that area, I don't need you saying anything to me other than stating your opinion, which is a dime a dozen. You got YouTube full of opinions. I mean, come on. Everybody can give their opinion. Right now, I'm giving my opinion. So I'm not going to sit here and just say off the fly what I know you to be if I don't actually know that or not qualified to give that sound advice or judgment. I can't, because I'm not qualified. But I will say it's my opinion. And a lot of times he'll step in the shoes as a doctor and give diagnosis that may or may not be from a medical standpoint. Okay, if you're crazy, then what do? You go to a place where they're equipped to deal with your craziness. Okay, you go to an asylum, or you go to a place where they deal with folks that have mental issues. You just don't go to the ER and expect them to give you a full diagnosis. What they're going to do is they're going to send you to a place that deal with people that have mental issues, right? They're going to put you in there, or they're going to recommend you go there, or they're going to have some police escort you there if you're about trying to kill yourself, or if you're trying to do something that they're not capable of dealing with, they will actually send you to the other place. And I know I'm telling the truth. I don't need a whole lot of hoorahs or amens on that, but you can kind of get the idea where I'm going. Now, with Dr. Umar Johnson, like I said before, and we'll state again, this is not a bad session on the brother. This is not something where I'm going in on him for views or likes or people to watch the video. I just find it funny that he's brought before this court where he has to verify or clarify what he says he is, right? Now, obviously, whether you want to say it's the white people, whether you want to say it's the black people, whether you want to go on a rant about it, if you are a public figure and you're out there before the people giving lectures, receiving money, I think it would be only right and fair that you clarify who you are. Clarify your credentials. It shouldn't be no mistake or no misjudgment about what you're qualified to do or say when you're out in the public. Because when the president comes before the people, you know he's the president. Why? Because he has the title. When you go before congressmen and all of these different people in their office, you know who they are. because they are walking in that office. Okay? Now, if you say you're a doctor, it should be because there's many in the medical field. There's so many different doctors under the umbrella. Science Academy, what's good? What's good? Okay, so under that umbrella of being a doctor, there's so many different genres under that medical field. So it would only be right that you clarify which one you are. Or anytime you are talking to people or on a TV show or on a radio show. Oh, yeah. What's up, Jamaican Titan, my man? Yeah, you are. Well, let me see. Well, not under the Science Academy, so I'll get you in there, bro. Well, peace to you, my brother. Peace to you, bro. So under that umbrella and under the field of a doctor or being a doctor, it would be only right that you specify who you are. Now, he said on one occasion, yeah, when I'm on the Breakfast Club, they know me. People know me. But you can't think like that. And I can't tell them how to think. But what I will say is there's billions of people watching YouTube, right? On a consistent basis. Maybe there's somebody that came across you that do not know you. So the fact that you would label yourself just regular doctor without at least clarifying who you are when you're coming on to a platform, I mean, come on, it's only professional. When you go into a hospital, each doctor that works on you will let you know what kind of doctor he is. You're just not going to go into the hospital and have a doctor that is a dermatologist work on you for heart condition. Like, come on. Common sense. Common sense will tell you. You're just not going to go and have anybody deal with you that doesn't have the right credentials. I mean, that's common sense. It doesn't take a genius to know that. But what I will say is when you identify yourself, and you're going on somebody's platform, it would always be wise to state what kind of doctor you are, state what your medical expertise is. Because if you're going and you're saying and you're doing things and you're not qualified, these are the type of things that happen. Okay? Malpractices. Or people getting sued for doing things and operating in fields that they are not qualified to operate in. Okay? Like Michael Jackson. When the guy that gave him the propofol, I forgot his name. Muhammad, whatever, I forgot the brother's name, but whatever his name was, I think he was being sued for malpractice and all this other stuff, saying that he wasn't certified to give that type of drug to Michael Jackson. It should have been given to him in a hospital setting where he could be monitored, this, that, and the third, all of this different stuff. He was being sued for malpractice, being sued for all of these different things. Okay, why? Because they're saying that he wasn't qualified to give that particular drug to him in his household. Right? Same thing. If you're trying to, Dr. Umar Johnson, if you're trying to diagnose adults and grown men and women, if you're trying to diagnose them, saying that they have a particular disease or mental disease, and you're not qualified or haven't been to school for 8 years to give that diagnosis, then why are you on YouTube doing it? That's where I would have a disagreement, or that's where the fine line for me as an individual watching you draws that line. Okay? All right, so let's hear it out of his mouth. Let's hear some of the things that went on in his case today. Whether you care to hear it or not, it's very interesting to hear the brother talk. I mean, he's articulate. Yes, he's very decorative. Like I said, he has different things going on. Now, he never proved what he has. He never proved that he's XYZ. He just says it. So I can only go by what he say he is, But when he start adding all this different stuff into the mix, then that's, you know, it gets confusing. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see. Oh boy. One more second, yeah. Come on, man. There we go. Always having these complications at the last minute. So the judge getting annoyed right now for some outbursts. Oh, she heated. All right, let me speed this up a little bit. Now, what I will say for the brother Dr. Umar Johnson, one thing about it, he does stick up for himself. And he's definitely not allowing the prosecutor to put him in the box. So I will say I give him an A, you know, for sticking up for himself and for not allowing the prosecutor to put him in the box. He just stood up for what he believes. Now, so, I'm going to say this. He very, very lethargically and very meticulously points out his expertise in what he does and how well endowed he is in his particular field when dealing with children, okay? He does that very well. And I'm not going to say he haven't done it on other platforms. But what I will say is he knows when and how or when he should and shouldn't do. Like, he really doesn't clarify it. And I believe people who manipulate or know how to manipulate very well, what they do is they'll tend to leave out certain details or leave out certain key things that would generalize what they do or who they are. So I believe there have been many instances and cases that he just left out the child psychiatrist deal or whatever the case. I believe that, and he just went with the doctor narrative. I mean, not taking credit from nothing that he said, but in this video, I didn't hear him talk about his 6 degrees like he says. Like, he'll throw that, I got 6 degrees. He'll throw that around. In other videos, you'll hear him say, I got 6 degrees and blah, 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 blah. I didn't hear him come at that prosecutor saying, look, I got 6 degrees. I've been to this and I've been to that and I did this and I did that. I don't hear him say that. Not like he does to everybody else and how boisterous and proudful he says that. He have not done that, not that I've seen on this particular court video. And that's the one that I have to show. So, now, believe me you, on the other videos, he goes ham. I got 6 degrees and I'm a doctor, blah, 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 and I'm certified, blah, 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 blah. He goes in all of that. But then when you hear him speak here, he does not give that clear, definitive answer when it comes to the way he describes himself as being a doctor. So listen for yourself. So the prosecutor basically, look, like he just sitting back, he chill, he like sitting back like this, like, yeah, come on, bring that nonsense you about to bring. So like I said, it's a biased opinion when it comes to me. I'm not down to see the brother's downfall, and am I bigging up what he's doing? All I'm saying is I'm going to take a neutral stance for this point until more facts come out. All I will say is you wouldn't be in this predicament if you clarify things from the get-go. That's all I'm going to say. If you clarify things from the get-go, there wouldn't be no mistake about what it is you're doing, about who it is you are, period. Okay. Okay, now. All right, so now, you heard him say that out of his own mouth. He's a certified school psychologist. But now, when you hear him on other platforms, on his own YouTube page, he's giving diagnosis to grown men and grown women about what they should do. And then he'll boldly say, I'm a doctor this and I'm a doctor that. That's where I disagree with him. Like I said before, you're not going to get an orthopedic doctor to work on your heart. Okay? That'd just be foolish to do. You're not going to get you're not going to get a dermatologist to open heart surgery on you. These are two different doctors that have practiced in their field and did their 8 years of studying in college and all of that stuff for two different particular jobs in the medical field. Right? So on many occasions you will hear this brother talk about, well, you parents this and you said you need to do this and you need to do that. Like, I'm going to play those videos. I might not get to it now, but eventually I'll play those videos if I want to come back or if I redeem to come back to do something else on this brother. But like I said, I don't want this to be a bashing session, but I will shed light on this for a few minutes because it's confusing for somebody like me that when I first seen the brother was basically like, okay, here's somebody that's coming on the scene. The brother seemed legit, you know, coming from somebody who's looking in on and wanting to see positive coming from a black brother. Then now for all of this to start happening, it's like, it's a turn off in a sense. It's like, come on, man. Can't we do right? Can't we be right? I mean, it's just a small turn, all right? Okay, so that was cool. He put the prosecutor in his place, and to a certain degree, I agree with that statement. To a certain degree, when you're practicing in school, okay, it's a different story. But when you're on YouTube and in YouTube land and you're doing that, you're before millions of people, and this is how you portray yourself. So it is a small difference there. Okay? Like I said before, you ain't gonna get a pediatrician getting on there and particularly talking about you know, open heart surgery and doing open heart surgery and practicing in that field and just call themselves a regular doctor. It just depends on what your conversation is. Okay? And some of his conversation, he addresses adults and addresses men and women and addresses, you know, it's like he's targeting certain age brackets and age groups in psychology, saying that, yes, this is what you are. This is your mental state. Okay, when you're dealing with small children, okay, and adolescent children, you're trained to deal with their age bracket and age group. Now, when you're dealing with adults, you can give your opinion, but then when it comes to your expertise dealing with adults, I'm not saying it's a different study. I'm just saying don't exemplify yourself as you being a psychologist dealing with the mental for adults. I'm just saying. On many occasions, I heard the brother talk about, you know, I'm a psychologist, blase, blase, and then go on his rants about how stupid black men is and how stupid women is. Come on. Well, I'm not going to assume, and he says he's sure that black people know what his credentials are and who he is. Like, I won't assume what people know. It's always best to clarify it, okay? It's always best to clarify it. Don't assume what people know about you. Make it clear who you are and what you are from the get-go, so nobody has to assume anything. Just for somebody to say, oh, that's what I am and this is who I am. There might be somebody that don't know you. I mean, everybody don't know who every personality is on YouTube. Half of these people, when I first came on, I didn't know nothing about these people. Nothing. When I first came to YouTube a year ago, I didn't know nothing about these people. I promise you. I put everything on that. I didn't know nothing, all these different names and all these different characters with pages. I didn't know nothing about these people. I think when I first came to YouTube, I think I had a notion of who Polite was, only through Facebook, because one or two of his clips came on Facebook. All these other people, Sonnet and all of them, I didn't know nothing about these characters. Okay? So for him to say, and I just through the Sinetta thing recently got rid of him. So for him to say, well, black people know me and everybody know me, that's not the case, because I didn't know the brother until recently. You know, call it what you may, not everybody watches TV and YouTube all day long. I mean, some people just are not that interested, and then some people have lives that they work and they just don't have time. But the people who do might, but some people don't. And I'm not going to be naive or be that arrogant to say that everybody knows Ace Corner Talk. They don't. That's stupid. for people with YouTube pages say everybody knows me, everybody knows who I am. Nah, I disagree with that. I want to say peace to the chat, peace to everybody. Whoever doing this video making a lot of noise, man. They coughing and snotting and all kind of craziness. Typing, texting, all kind of stuff, man. Now the outcome, there you go. Finally. What's up, Logic? There you go. What's good, bro? My man. Call me when you get a chance, bro. Got to do some building. I'm going to call. So, oh, you looking at the game. Oh, that's why. That's where everybody is. Everybody mind on that game. All right, I'm going to break loose in a minute. I ain't going to be that long. You just got off work. My man, my man. I know you've been working hard. I've been working hard. Boy, you can call me a Hebrew slave with 2 broke down mules. All right. You feel me? Yeah. But I'm just doing a quick build, man. We gotta touch bases though, alright? I know I've been missing in action, man, but we gotta touch bases though. I had to give something for the people, man. You know, I've been missing the family, I've been missing everybody, man. I've been missing everybody, man. So it's, you know, man that don't work don't eat, so I had to put in that work, man. So I apologize. All this coughing and stuff this dude doing. Alright, so on this here, the prosecutor is actually playing some of the videos he was on, stating that he's a doctor and all this different stuff. Like I said, if he would clarify what he is, it would be no mistake. He wouldn't even be there right now if he clarified. Yeah, it might take an extra few seconds to add that on to who he is, but if you think about it, it would help to do that so that way you wouldn't run into issues like this. You wouldn't run into somebody suing you for malpractice. I mean, come on. You got to be smarter than that. He's supposed to be so smart, supposed to be a doctor, supposed to be all of this stuff, but you negate the fact that if you did that, you wouldn't be in this position. If you just did that small thing. So now they're playing another radio interview that he was on. Now look at the links that the courts go through to try to take you down. Man, they'll grab any and everything to take you down, man. They got videos on the brother. They got this, that, clips, and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, they go through a lengthy process to take you down. Believe that. All right, let's fast forward and get to something here. Okay. Okay, so now he went through on that interview, he went through the whole process of stating his credentials, right? What he do, his extensive background as far as dealing with children in education. Cool. I understand. That's cool. Him doing that is awesome. Great, right? But even with that, all the other interviews, I think that he got comfortable with the setting of who he was around and felt like he didn't need to go through the whole process about who he is. That's just my opinion. But some things come back to bite you. Now, he defended himself. I'll give him that. He definitely defended himself. Y'all get them likes up. Let's get some likes, man. Put some likes up. Let's get some likes. Hit that like button. Y'all don't hear me? Y'all let me know if I have any audio.
This that I met with.
Y'all let me know if I have
It
any
certainly
audio.
can be, and there was a Commonwealth press when we come, you're sworn in, and that is where you want to go in your testimony. Now, obviously, he's going to voice an objection at that time.
Let me know if y'all can hear me any bit.
Regarding anything you're saying, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, I've been playing around with this stuff, man, and now all of a sudden, man, my audio is not what it should be.
Oh, I'm sorry, you are, because we are under oath, and you actually call this a Commonwealth witness. So, therefore, his objection is that when you said the investigator told me that was
impressed. Let me know if I got any audio.
And so, whenever you have a statement that is made outside of
when you fully diagnose
a testimonial atmosphere,
come on,
then you have to have certain exceptions before it.
When you fully diagnose what is being said and
understood.
When you
are investigators required to
Umar
submit some sort of summary
answers and
or anything after they meet with someone?
He's very clear about what he does.
Should there have been a summary document or something that
very
he
clear about what he does, who he is, and the whole nine, right?
In his office.
So wouldn't it be?
That's for the Commonwealth.
Wouldn't it be more
investigator
ethical for him to do it when he's talking and dealing with people,
reduce all areas to a
you know,
So I cannot
before the
respond to
public,
that
rather.
statement.
Wouldn't it be
But
better for
nevertheless,
him
for
to
the
do it like
purposes
that?
of what we just went through, that portion of what the investigator said will not be admitted for this case. The date that you spoke about, when it occurred, obviously that is a consideration.
I think that they're reaching. Hold on. Like Dr. Umar Johnson said, I think that they're reaching a lot. They're trying to pin something on them. They're trying to put something out there on them. But I don't think they got anything though.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV.
But I think this is going to be a learning lesson for him, though.
This club, we got a special guest in the building. That's right, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Peace and love. Peace and love, family. All is well. Glad to be back. Now let's get right to it, man.
I think that we all need wake-up calls.
What are the solutions?
I think we all need wake-up calls. Oh, man, I got an echo in here. I think we all need wake-up calls, right? Wake-up calls. Oh, man, look at this stuff going right here. All right, do we have any audio? Y'all got to let me know if you can hear me. Hear me. Let me know if you hear me. All right, cool. All right, let me know if you hear what I'm saying. All right? If anybody can hear me, please let me know. Because for some reason, my audio is acting crazy.
Let's discuss the problem.
Right.
So, what are the solutions?
All right, so I think it's very important that if you are in the eyes of the public, right, and you have the opportunity to show and prove and to state who you are, I think it's a good idea that you do that. You shouldn't leave a question mark about who you are when it comes to being in the public's eye, especially if you're putting a title on your name. If you're putting a title on your name and we have to guess or put a question mark about who you are, then there's something strange about that situation in itself, right? Okay, so when I stated before, when a doctor is a open heart surgeon, he's not going to say he's a orthopedic, or he's not going to say he's a dermatologist. He's going to say he's a open heart surgeon, right? And I hope y'all can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, at least put a 1 in the chat room so that I know that my audio is clear. Because if it's not, I'm doing a whole lot of talking and there's nothing there's nobody hearing me. And I'm over here with my throat dry like I'm in the desert right now. So hopefully y'all can hear what I'm saying when I'm playing with this audio board and all this other stuff here. Alright. Yeah, I ain't got no, I don't have a Barry White voice. So I got all this bass and deep tone to it. So hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. Alright. But like I was saying, if there's any type of discrepancy about who he says he is, I think it's his obligation to make it known or make it upfront who he says he is. All right. If I'm coming on here saying I'm XYZ, it's my responsibility to make sure that every interview I do, every public appearance, or every speaking engagement, it's my obligation to let you know who I am and what my credentials is. I can't just get on there and say I'm a doctor and then start talking about all kind of crazy stuff and not giving the specifics about what I do and what I'm trained in. Okay, if you're trained in dealing with kids, then you're giving diagnoses and talking about what adults are and talking about what men and women should be doing as if you are specialized in that. Okay, maybe you had a little bit of abrupt training or some reading, some material, but that's not giving you the qualifications to operate in that particular field. Or let me rephrase that. Same field, but in that particular umbrella. Okay, just like I said, orthopedic is not going to just crack somebody open and start working on their heart. They're medical doctors, and they're under the umbrella of the medical field, but they're not specifically trained or designed to deal with the heart if they are orthopedic. Common sense. So anytime that I've seen some of the videos that the brother did, he was speaking about, parents and fathers and mothers and women and men being this, being that. He had a great extensive opinion about them as if that was a diagnose from him. And he even went as far as saying a diagnose. So it's up to you as the viewer to see it the way you see it. It's up to you as the viewer to critique or analyze who he says he is and receive that for face value or not. Okay, it's up to you. Now, me personally, some of the things he says, okay, I can agree with. Then on the flip side of it, some of the things he says is just an opinion. Because if I don't rock with the Pan-African movement, then contrary to everything he says about Pan-African and diagnosing us as black people as that's how we should be, that's his opinion, not a medical fact. Just because he puts the doctor before his name does not give him the sound diagnosis for every single individual. Now, if he says he's that when he deals with kids, then I can say, okay, that medical diagnosis for that child or this kid or that kid, okay, if you have went to training and went to 8 years of college to be that profession, to be in that profession and got the right credentials, then okay. Who am I to say you are not that about or not who you are when you speak about these things? But you got to be careful. And that goes for him, me, and anybody else on YouTube, going on speaking engagements. And I was listening to the brother Pharaoh, the young brother, talk about this particular situation, and then him talking about when he goes to speak at lectures, he states that, he's not, qualified or doesn't have any licenses and all of that. This is a street thing, or to some degree he lets it be known that he's not an individual that is licensed to speak about these particular things, which is cool to do. Let people know that. Let people know, hey, I don't have a license, but I'm giving you my opinion. And whether you believe it's a good opinion or whether somebody else believes it is or not, that's on the other person to give the judgment call about what they believe is real coming out your mouth or not. It's on them. But you can't solidify what you're saying under the doctor umbrella and you don't have the credentials. You can't do that. Now, I know it went in his favor as far as this video goes. I think it went in his favor. They could not prove what they're trying to say he did wrong. Now, in this case, this is just a learning lesson for him. I don't think that he was, in some cases, trying to be something other than what he said he was. But then on the flip side of it, if you leave the option for people to guess, then to some degree, that is putting people to believe you're something that you're not, to some degree. I just believe that. Okay, if you say you're a doctor, at least when you're going on platforms and you at least go through the process or take the extra time to explain to people what particular field under the medical field that you're in. It's only right. Because if I'm watching, I'm donating, I'm giving money, I'm doing these things and believing in you, I don't want it to come back to be known that, hey man, this dude really ain't no heart surgeon. What is he talking about? He just said he was a heart surgeon. Or he just said he's a doctor and giving all of these diagnoses about our hearts. I mean, come on. Common sense. But I'm not going to spend all day. Like I said, this is not a session where we're bashing or we're coming against the brother. I want to big up the brother if he's doing positive, right? I want if he's doing something that's helping the community of our black brothers and sisters and what have you. Okay, fine. I'm down with that. But don't be on YouTube acting like you're the King Kong of black people and that you are the only one, because the people that have the right credentials to do what you're doing or saying the things that you're saying and you're not, and you don't have the credentials, the people who do, is sort of putting a damper on them, on their fight to do what they love to do. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. The people who put the work in, the people who went to college for 8 years and 8+ years to practice in that field, and you haven't, that puts a damper on what they do and the passion that they have for what they do. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not going to stay on here long. You know, I'm having my audio issues because I haven't messed with it in a while. Like I said, man that don't work, don't eat. That's what the Bible says. So I've been putting in that work, new job, new territory, new stuff, learning new things. So, you know, it's been kind of touch and go for me. So I apologize. But Ace has been putting in some work. I know some of y'all could be sympathetic with that. Your brother been putting in the work. I want to say peace to Logic. Peace to all of y'all that have subscribed to Ace Corner Talk. Peace to those who continue to rock, build, and be a supporter of this channel. Hopefully in this new year, I'll be bringing you content that you'll be pleased with and enjoying it. Peace to all of those who have a channel and support. Drop something in the link. Drop something, you know, if you want to put your channel out there, let me know. I'll advertise you. I'll put you out there, put your name out there if you're a supporter of Ace Corner Talk. So I appreciate all of you. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to Logic Food, Clothing, Shelter, do so. My brother Logic, who continues to build with Ace Corner Talk and is a friend of mine, you know, through the history of our YouTube, we have grown to be good friends, and I appreciate what the brother does, you know, in assisting my channel and what have you. So I appreciate those who have been building with Ace, and when I get some more spare time, which will probably be soon, my days off, I'll be able to build with y'all more. And you know, if there's something you want to build on, let me know. Put it in the comment section. You know, I had some haters come on there trying to downplay me and downplay what I talk about and what I say. Man, come on. This is a new year. Man, y'all get over it. Y'all get over it. Ace is not bowing down to you clowns. Whatever y'all got going on, who cares, man? Live your life. Do what you do. Stop riding on Ace's coattail. So, I didn't want to get no fame off of this brother, Dr. Umar Johnson. I just wanted to give a quick, you know, a quick synopsis about what I feel, you know, in this particular situation, what he may or may not be dealing with. And I didn't want to put a harsh critique about what it is he's going through, because sometimes people could be, they could be real judgmental. What's up, Cat's Eyes? Peace to you. You know, a lot of times people could be real, they could be real judgmental and critical in somebody else's time of need. So I don't want to be that person. But I did have a few things I wanted to touch on that could possibly be why he's in this predicament, because it just doesn't stop there. Whoever's on the campaign to smear the brother or destroy this brother, it's not going to stop right here. It's going to continue. I mean, there's a lot of things that have came out. You know, there's a lot of things that have been brought forth about the brother, and it's only because he have put himself in that position, you know, to be able, you know, to be put out there like that. You know, saying that he's this, he's the only one. This, he's the King Kong of this. He put himself in that position. I mean, you know, getting on saying you're the only one that does this, or you're the only one that has these credentials, or you're the only one doing this in our community. For him to put that title and label on himself, then everything that comes behind that, you have to, you know, accept it. Whatever comes to your direction, even if he's fighting it, whatever backlash comes or scrutiny comes after that, it's only because you put yourself in that position. Don't say you're the only one. Don't say you're the only one in the black community, because there's other people, and there's lots of people that are doing great work, that have the right credentials, have went to school, and have put in that work in our communities that's doing the same thing that you're doing. You know, you say, hey, I want to build a school, send me $1 million, and then start talking about y'all better do this and y'all better. These are people money. People don't have to do anything if they don't want to. What you mean they better give and they better do this and they better do that? I mean, come on, get real. These are the people that are subscribed to YouTube, that look on these channels. These people, however they get their money, it's their money. It's their hard-earned buck. They don't have to give you nothing. So the mere fact that you even raised $100,000 is insane to me, without all of the proof to back up what you're doing. I mean, it's insane, but hey, there are people who got kind hearts, who are generous, who do want to show support for something they believe that could be good or great. But on the other hand, if 3 years go by and you have not produced or shown anything about what you say you're doing, 3 years now, okay, 6 months, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. 6 months, okay. If 6 months go by and you really have not definitively put the blueprint about what you're doing, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Don't mean I'm going to give you money. I just give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, if 4 or 3 years go by and you have not given anything showing that you're in pursuit, have the building, have people lined up behind, like if none of that is in place, then anybody that gives to you in this cause is crazy. That's just my opinion. I mean, if you're one of those who did, I apologize. I apologize for calling you crazy, but if you really look at it, I don't really have to say it to you. You know you're crazy. And don't get mad. If he swindled you out of your money and you ain't got your money back, or you have not gotten your money back, that's your fault. Because if he have not laid that blueprint out and it took 3 or 4 years and he have not done that, that's your fault. But like I said, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt by watching some of this court proceedings and watching how that panned out. He gives his cat's eyes. He gives his credentials, and I didn't hear him say, "Hey, I got 6 degrees and I'm decorative." And I mean, he gave a little bit of his background, but I ain't hear nothing about them 6 degrees, because on all these other shows and all of these other TV shows and doing his appearances and lectures, he will definitely state he has 6 degrees. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I didn't really hear too much about the 6 degrees and throwing that around in this court proceedings. And if he did, it might have been when the video got cut off, because I didn't hear it up until this point. So, I mean, that's just something to pay attention to, because a lot of people will fluff up what they do and who they are, especially on YouTube. These people will fluff up who they are, what they do, what their abilities are, and all this other stuff, and never show anything about it. You feel me? I mean, come on. If you say you something, at least prove and show it. Show the evidence. Show something. Just don't say, this is what I am and this is who I am, and there's nothing to validate that. That's why you don't hear Ace get on YouTube and say, I'm this and I'm that. If somebody said I'm something, there's something coming out their mouth. You can never put any videos out there with me saying I'm this and this is who I am and I have the credentials on this and I have this. Anything I say on my channel is going to be my opinion, and I'm stating my opinion from my point of view. You either take it or you don't. You either like it or you don't. It's nothing that I'm putting out there that validates me as an individual to have the doctrines behind me and the credentials behind me and all of that. I'm giving you an opinion, and I believe to some degree I'm a smart brother. So whatever I'm saying is going to be logic. It's going to be some things that I have experienced and I'm putting into play about what I'm talking about. So it's not going to be something that I got a degree in. And if you like what I say, you do. If you don't, you don't. That's just how I roll. You either going to like what Ace brings out or you're going to disagree with what Ace brings out. And there could be a middle road. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be either or. Right? That's how it is. But when you look at it from his point of view, he's trying to state that he never stated he was a doctor in the psychology field. He says that he's a school psychologist. So if you say you're a school psychologist, then on the other platforms, you got to be careful not to mislead people to believe you're something that you're not. And a lot of people do that today. They mislead you into believing that there's something. The whole YouTube world is full of people who lead you into believing that they're this character or they're this great person in this world. Without doing the work, without proving who they are, without proving what they say. Nothing to back none of it up. They just say it. And gullible people at times, and people who have really not investigated or put any thought into what you're saying to be true. That's why I'm very careful not to say I'm this, I'm that. If somebody says that's what I am, that's just your opinion. Or if they say this is what you used to be, that's something that if I have not publicized, you can't put the charge on me. I mean, that's just being real. And anybody can respect that. From my point of view, you can respect that if I'm open and honest about it up front. Okay? All of the rest of the people that, you said you... No, I didn't. Find the video, put it out there that I said I'm this. If I don't say it, then don't put it on me. I had people in the past. Oh, look at you. You're supposed to be... Oh, who said I was? I'm a human being. I'm decent. I'm a man. I'm a married man. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm these. Now, if you said I'm that, okay, cool. I would probably say that because that's what I am. But you ain't gonna hear me paint myself as some decorative person, and I don't have credentials or any other thing backing me up. Yes, can I go out there and build things? Yes. But do I have licenses and do I call myself a licensed carpenter? No, because I'm not. But do I have the trade? Yes. Can I do it? Yes. If I got my carpentry license and all of that stuff, could I operate? Yes, I can do it just as good as the best of them. But I don't publicize that's what I am. Because there's dangers in doing that. There's so many malpractices that can come your way for pretending to be something that you are not. Facts. But people, they probably say, well, you're being judgmental, and you're being judgmental against him, and you're saying, come on, let's get real. If you're saying you're a doctor, at least give the benefit of the doubt to the people who are watching you and believing in what you're saying to clarify what kind of doctor. When I go to the hospital and I got a diagnosis, I don't want the diagnosis coming from a foot doctor when I'm going in there for my heart. I mean, it's just common sense. And I don't want you operating on me if you ain't never operated on nobody's heart, if that's what is ill in me. Common sense. And I know the football game is on, or I think it's the football game. Whatever game is on right now, I know everybody's probably watching. But I'm going to cut my live stream short because I got to go to work. I got to get up early in the morning. And I'm very tired. But I appreciate everybody who's looking in on Ace and Ace Corner Talk. Like I said before, I appreciate you a whole lot. One thing I have not done since I've been on this channel, I haven't solicited, I haven't asked for anything, I haven't asked for donations, I haven't put no GoFundMes, I haven't did any of the sort because my fulfillment and my enjoyment with coming on YouTube is just to share my experiences in life, my experiences about what I see and what I've been through. You know, I like to do it. I love to do those things. And then anything that comes across my table as far as talking about situations in the community and things like that, that's what I will do. These are all my opinions, whether you agree with it or not, whether you think I'm simple or crazy or have a good point of view about what I'm speaking about. That is all on the eyes of the beholder, right? I don't come on here pretending or claiming to be something that I'm not. But one thing I will say is anybody that has been around any length of time should have inquired some things that will give you the background to talk or speak on it. And that's just what I believe. So I say peace to all of those who subscribe to this channel and who have been listeners for this whole majority of 2017 up into the year 2018. I appreciate you, love all you guys, and I will be back, and I will have some fire for y'all. It just takes time because I'm very busy these days, and you know, I just trying to find the time to balance out what I do, my career, and balance out my YouTube page and entertaining the people subscribed to Ace's Corner Talk. So I appreciate all of you guys. Love you. Like I said, Queen C was, you know, she was a little ill, but she's feeling better. You know, she had a bad cold, and so did my 3-year-old, and my middle boy actually had a cold too. So, but they're getting well, and you know, they're moving on. So I appreciate you guys. I want to say again, peace and love to all of you. Hope that, you know, everything is going well in the first beginnings of this 2018. Hope everything is going well for you. And if there's anything that you all want to build on, let me know. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the comment section. And we'll definitely get together and bring something out. Appreciate the brother Logic, who continues to support and build with the brother Ace. Appreciate you. And be talking with you guys. All right, this is Ace from Ace Corner Talk, and I'll be bringing you some more. Cause look at my eyes, man. My eyes are red, man. I am very tired, man. I get up early in the morning and gotta be to work, and my days are usually long. So, you know, got a couple of days off this week, so hopefully I'll be able to jump in and give a little bit on the live stream. So, you know, hey, stick in there with me. Brother Ace will be back. You know, I got to figure out how to balance these schedules of mine in between doing what I do and family, and, you know, so the YouTube thing will be jumping off soon. I'll get back in the swing of things. I just wanted to drop something for all of those who are subscribed and all of those who continue to build with me, you know. So, love you guys. Peace. I'm out.